Dear friends, in today's class, we are going to discuss one of the special derived data type, that is union. Before discussing union, I want to say what is the difference between the structure and union. Remember, structure is a derived data type, union is also derived data type. Because without primary data type, structure and union cannot be formed, hence it is a derived. Structure stores dissimilar data item, means record type of data. Union also stores record type of data or dissimilar data items. Structure stores in consecutive memory. Union is also storing the value in consecutive memory. Then you might think, what is the difference between the structure and union? The answer is, in structure we consume maximum space in memory, but in union we consume less space in the memory. How it is possible, we have to discuss, but before this, you just take an example. Suppose there is 10 chair and we scattered the chair in the floor so that 10 people will individually sit there. That is a concept of a structure. If the chairs will be overlapped one after another, means one chair upon which another chair upon which another chair, means it's a stack, then that is the concept of a union. The matter is not how many people is sitting on the chair. The matter is in how much space the chairs is being arranged. And that is the concept of union. Means union on basis of highest byte space consumed by the variable. Within that space, the lowest elements will store. Again, I am repeating. In union, suppose float, integer and character is stored. Float takes 4 bytes of memory, that is highest bytes. Within those 4 bytes, the integer and character will be stored. But in case of structure, how many elements of which data type is stored, that much individual space memory locations will be taken. That is represented here. Union is a derived data type. Like structure, it stores element in consecutive memory and hold dissimilar data item, but in less space, it can store maximum value. Which data type take the maximum space, within that, the other values will be stored. That is the syntax of a union. Just like we declare structure name, we can declare union name. Union name is identifier. Like this, the elements will be declared as data type variable, and so on. And all those members will be placed within the two curly bracket, and there is union variable like structure variable, because without union variable we cannot interact with the union element. So how the memory is representing? Suppose this is structure, one integer. Suppose takes according to the version, suppose 4 bytes, and a character 1 bytes, means 4 plus 1 will take. In some version, integer will take 2 bytes and character will 1 byte, means it will take 3 bytes. Similarly, if we take a union, then what happens? Within those integer, the character will be stored. That is represented. Suppose this is the entire space taken by integer, and within this the character will be taken, means no individual space will be taken by the union. Means if it is integer 4 byte and character 1 byte, this is 5 byte space will taken. But here, if integer 4 bytes and character 1 byte, then within the 4 byte the another 1 byte of a data will be stored. If this is float, suppose float takes 4 byte, integer takes 2 byte, character takes 1 byte, means total space taken by the structure is 7. But if you take it at a union, then within those float 4 bytes, integer and character will be taken, means 7 byte will not take. Means in the less space we can store maximum element, that is of a record type. That is the basic difference between the union and structure. Then how we have to represent in the memory by the help of your example. First we take the example, how much space is taken. The similar example we have taken by using structure and union. Structure and structure name, we take float, integer, character, and its variable is k. We take same union, float element, integer element, character element, and its variable. If we measure the space which we discuss, that is the difference between the union and structure. If we measure the size of k is the structure variable, and if we measure the size of p is the union variable. In case of structure, it will display float 4, integer 2, and character 1, that is your 7 byte. But if we represent in union, that will take 4 byte, because within those float 4 byte, the integer and character value will be stored, and hence the result will be 7 and 4. If we want to run this program, what we have to do? Let you move to online compiler. There is online compiler. I have told you, if you take it by using the code, either you have to write or you copy, then what will be the result? Let's take it. Suppose I have taken this one. Then open your editor, online compiler editor, and try to run it. Suppose I want to run this program, then what will be the result? You remove clear screen because here no requirement of replacing the clear screen, and now run the program. Can anything is coming here? Printf, printf, you are writing, no requirement. Suppose we write here float, integer, union, and so on. Then I can write size of k, size of p. Then you run it. We take it as a, either you use this editor or you may using the turbo editor, whatever the editor you can use. Let sometimes it is pausing as online editor. Then we can go anywhere, any other editors, and we can run here too. Suppose we are taking /n. Taking just little bit, wait. We have taken it, then you run it. The result display, that is 12.4, because according to the editor, float takes how much byte? That is your, here structure is taking in integer as take 2 bytes, it is 1 byte, and this is how much byte? That is your 4 bytes, and hence the space consumption will be different. Size of k means the size of structure, then size of union means the size of union, means union takes 4 byte, and within this 4 byte rest of the bytes will be stored. But here this is integer is taken as 2 bytes, this is 1 byte, and float is taking the higher byte, and hence the space consumption is different. Suppose I want to take and run it in your turbo editor, then what I have to do? I have to move to our turbo editor. Let I am moving to turbo editor, then I have to again come here, then where I have to move? Let I open notepad or directly write the program there. Let I have to move. I open the editor, save it as given a name, then I have to go to the turbo editor, then I have to run it, because turbo editor previously we are running. So I open that file. Now you compile and run it. Now you will be finding what is the result is. Let's run it, and you find the result is 7 and 4. What will be should be the adequate result? See, we have written the same thing: structure, float, integer, character, taken, union, float, integer, character. But in case of structure, it displays 7 byte. Why? float 4 bytes, integer 2 byte, character 1 byte, that is 7 byte. But in case of union, instead of taking 7 byte, it will take 4 bytes. In this way, we have verified. Why I have shown you in the turbo editor? Because I have written the code according to the turbo. So why I have run this program, otherwise you will be confused how it is the 12. Because according to the version, the size consumption by the float, integer and character changes. So why I bound to show you in the turbo editor. Because normally in C, integer takes 2 byte, character takes 1 byte, float takes 4 byte and double takes 8 byte. Means the conclusion is drawn here that what the conclusion is drawn? That is, depending upon the highest space consumed by the data type, the lowest elements will be stored in the union. It is verified here. The next example, before taking, I want to see the memory. Suppose in this case, float takes in structure, float takes 4 bytes, integer takes 2 byte, and character takes 1 byte. And if those elements will be represented in the memory in the union, what happens? 4 bytes will be taken by the float. Within this float 4 bytes, next 2 bytes will be taken by the integer and next 1 byte will be taken by the what? The character. Means we take 4 bytes of memory, within this the integer and character is arranged. The second example, how we have to store the element and access it just like structure. We take the union, we take the element float, integer and character, we take the union variable as p, because by the help of this union variable we can interact with its element, means p dot a1, p dot b1, p dot c1. We store the value, p dot a1 is the value, then we access p dot b value, then we access p dot c value, then we access, and hence the result will be like this what we store. If we want to run this program, then again moves to your online editor and write this code. I have written, so just I have to copy this program. Just you moves to your online compiler or turbo compiler, whatever the compiler you are having. Now you run this program and you will be getting the desired result here. That result will be carried. In this way, we have discussed the entire concept of union. Finally, you have to remember the structure and union are more similar, but the difference is the union takes less space in comparison to structure, and both having the ability to store record type of data. Hence, I think today's class is essential and helpful to you. And in the next class, we are going to discuss the another small data type is enum. And after enum discussion, we will be giving the solution of array chapter problem. And I have not given the problem related to structure and union. And at the end of next chapter, I will give some of the questions belongs to structure, union, and enum, which will be essential to you. I think today's session is beneficial to you. Those who have not subscribed, kindly subscribe the channel. Those who like the video, kindly like the video. Those having any comments or doubt, please make the comment. See you in the next class. Thank you.